Creatures of the Night, we are back with another review, this time a Ring of Honor. Now, I wanted to post the video right after watching that episode. However, I have gotten myself in a rabbit hole looking at all these Black Friday deals that got released tonight, and I've just been looking at all these types of stuff, and I'm like, you know what, I'd rather be shopping online at home rather than a few years back whenever it was Black Friday, everybody would pretty much go to the stores and sacrifice themselves or their family members to get a damn TV or a new toaster at a discounted price and get your ass whooped before you can actually get your hands on these things. All this after telling God how thankful you are for everything you already have in your life, which is absolutely insane. So after a few hours of looking through, deals and shit like that, I remembered I got a review to do. Now, guys, we actually have a pretty good episode of Ring of Honor tonight. It was an hour and a half, so not too long, and we only had 7 matches, which was absolutely just fine with me. Ring of Honor, they tend to just give too many matches, and usually around 2 hours, and it's just like, I don't want to see 13 matches in 2 hours. That is just overkill. I prefer them doing 7 matches in an hour and a half, or just put it to 2 hours. That's much better, and throughout all that stuff, just tell some really great stories. Now, we do have Billie Starkz and Athena that opened the show. Billie and Athena, they are looking for a fight. They want to find any porcelain hussies out there that will go in a ring and fight them. And I found it interesting that Athena called Billie Starkz her minion number 1. So that means Alexei has been demoted. So now Billie Starkz is definitely looking like the favorite minion at this point. Now, once Billie Starkz and Athena leave, here comes Marina Shafir. She got her flip phone and she's making a phone call, and it looks like she has a porcelain hussy on the line that's going to team up with her for the main event. So our first match of the night, we have Trent Beretta versus Shibata for the Pure title. Now, when I look at Trent Beretta, I find him to be really talented. I can't believe he hasn't held any titles. Like, what the hell is going on here? He needs some gold and a little bit more personality, but he's going to have to leave the best friends before I think we see the best out of him. Now, he's going in a ring with someone like Shibata, who is super technical in the ring. He's a no-nonsense type of guy. He come in there, get the job done, and leave. That's the type of man that I like. Now, Shibata is much more technical, and it's not necessarily the same thing when it comes to Trent Beretta. So in my opinion, this was definitely a challenge for Trent to go in the ring with someone like Shibata, and they do have a really great match. Within the first 2 minutes of this match, Trent used his first rope break. And you know the rules, you get 3 of those, and it just seems like, okay, while he's doing great here, I do believe this might have been his first time doing a Pure Rules match. So, and I think that showed here. And Shibata just looked like he was born doing these type of matches. So I don't even think he's ever used a rope break at all. Well, you know what? Maybe once. But anyway, really great match. But you could tell Trent Beretta has a different style compared to Shibata. I do like when you do these Pure Rule matches and you get 2 opponents that are very technical with each other. Kind of like the match where Shibata had with, Danny Garcia is one of those guys. Wheeler Yuta tend to have a more technical style when he does these Pure Rule matches. And probably one of my favorite ones that I've seen this year, which was Josh Woods versus Shibata, which is just, Jesus Christ. It's just one of the most arousing things that I've seen this year so far. So I just prefer when there's 2 technical wrestlers doing these types of matches. But Trent Beretta does his best. Shibata takes the win with a PK. And obviously we knew that was going to happen because they're not going to drop the title a couple of weeks before a pay-per-view. Really great match. But if Trent Beretta wants to do more Pure Rules matches, he's definitely going to have to change some things up in his style. But right now, I'm more wanting to see Trent Beretta go for the TV title. I hope that's going to be the case for him because this guy, he needs some gold. Up next, we had Diamante versus Kiera Hogan versus Trish Adora versus Willow Nightingale. Really great match from these ladies. My only complaint here isn't even the match itself. Well, it did get a little messy at first, but it got better from there. my thing is that we only have one storyline when it comes to the ladies, which is really whenever someone is in some type of situation with Athena is when they give these girls storylines. And unless you're not in the ring with Athena, you're not getting any storylines. So I'm just like, well, where's the stories with the other girls? You guys are doing a great job with Athena. You guys can do the same thing with other people on this roster. So that just makes it seem like we're just seeing women wrestle, but not really getting a chance to get to know these girls, but then putting them into some type of storyline, giving them some personality. Diamante was like this force to be reckoned with Mercedes these past month or so. And all of a sudden, Mercedes lost that match against Athena, and now we don't even see Mercedes. And now Diamante, she's on her own again, which I don't mind. But it was really cool seeing Diamante and Mercedes together, against other girls. And I was just like, damn, we start off with some good stuff, and then all of a sudden we back off on some things that could have been a really great thing. Kiera Hogan is another one that I do enjoy in the ring. They're just not being as consistent with these girls. But I was glad that Willow Nightingale took the win for this one, because, her winning that Owen Hart Cup earlier this summer, it really needs to mean something. And sometimes she's winning, sometimes she's not. And I'm just like, come on, can we be consistent with the booking? It's annoying. Willow Nightingale takes the win with pinning Trish Adora. These ladies are really great. Let's give them some stories. Now, we have Tony Nese coming out with Mark Sterling. Mark Sterling gets on the mic and said, look, everybody up in here going to have to be fat for the next week because we are canceling the group little workout that they do every week. So Tony Nese is more focusing on going against Ethan Page for the second time. Now, I can't say that this second time around was better than the first time, but I felt like this second match was to, continue whatever it is that they got going on. And Ethan Page, he's definitely progressing. He is looking better in terms of his body. I can tell like he's working out. He did stop doing his typical toy hunt videos or whatever that he does on his YouTube channel. And I think he did all that because he really wants to focus more on his career. So this is a really great choice for him. But I actually did enjoy those type of videos that he was doing. So it is what it is. He looks better in the ring, a little bit more conditioned, and I liked him. And Tony Nese, he's always a heel. However, he's phenomenal in the ring. So I enjoyed seeing these two guys together. Obviously, Mark Sterling is ringside and he is getting involved and trying to help Tony Nese take the win. Aubrey is like, bitch, you distracted me. Get the hell out of here. I don't want you distracting these wrestlers. So Mark Sterling, obviously not happy about leaving, has to go. But Tony Nese is so upset about Aubrey making him leave. He's distracted, and then here comes Ethan Page taking advantage of that for the win. Now, Tony Nese is mad as hell, and he attacks Ethan Page after that match. And Aubrey can't get them away from each other. So now Mark Sterling calls the useless security guards from the back, the same useless security guards on AEW. They are also there in Ring of Honor. Now they all come out, including Mark Sterling, who is trying to separate the boys from each other. And since they're useless, the boys end up fighting again until they were able to break them up, and Mark Sterling takes Tony Nese to the back. This storyline obviously is not over. Tony Nese and Mark Sterling, they have an interview later on, and they're saying that it's not over and their paths will cross again. Now, later on, Ethan Page does probably one of the best promos that I've seen him do, basically letting them know that whatever's going on between them is not over. And when it is over, he's going to make sure that Tony Nese is going to shake his hand and be done with this whole shit. Now, I know I'm not doing justice about this whole promo explanation, but I do think that they might have posted it on YouTube so you can really see. This is the first time I'm really hearing a promo from Ethan where it's like, I'm not just hearing you, but I'm feeling you at the same time. And that's what's really important with pro wrestling. You just don't want to see things. You want to feel something from an emotional aspect. And I'm finally hearing something from Ethan Page where I'm like, okay, emotionally, I feel you and I'm with you. I don't care about the storyline, but I'm seeing the progression that you're making here with Ring of Honor. And I'm pretty sure, like, if he would have won the TV title, that would be great too. I do see him making some improvements with his career. He's someone that I actually, in the beginning of the year, I said that Ethan Page would be winning a title. And obviously I'm so wrong about that. Here we are in November and nothing has really come of his career all year, no lie. But we'll see what ends up happening with him. Definitely look out on Ring of Honor's YouTube page. They might have that promo. He's really, really good there. Up next, we had tag team action with the Iron Savages versus the Workhorsemen versus the Infantry versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew. This was a really great tag team match, and as much as I enjoyed this match, Workhorsemen took the win. I honestly thought Iron Savages was going to take this. They've been working really hard. All these teams have been working really hard. Well, West Coast Wrecking Crew, this was their first match in Ring of Honor. And I feel like I've seen them, maybe, I don't know where I've seen them, but I feel like I've seen them over there before. But whatever. Great match. But what bothered me watching this match is to think that they are wasting all these guys' time by having the tag team division improve. A lot of these teams haven't improved, but they had the titles on people like MJF and Adam Cole, whose leg is messed up in God knows how many ways. And it's like, why are we, these guys have the title, but then the guys on Ring of Honor are working really hard. So one of those teams should be having the tag titles. It's really a waste of time. You guys know I love MJF. However, he adds no value to the title. I don't even have to mention Adam Cole. He definitely adds nothing to it. He doesn't, whatever. The thing is that a lot of people are working hard on Ring of Honor. For other people who are not on the show to be holding that, it's just absolutely insane. If I just had 5 minutes with Tony Khan, I would have a million things to say, but that would probably be one of the first things I would say is about how he's fucking wasting something as great as Ring of Honor. It's just absolutely insane. So these guys are working really, really hard, especially in the tag team division. And I'm enjoying how much some of these teams have really progressed. And unfortunately, none of these guys are even being able to go for the gold because they're just having they just had MJF and Samoa Joe go against the Guns. They're not even on Ring of Honor. So it's a shame. Really great match with these guys. Like I said, Workhorsemen take the win. I just want to see more progression with the tag division until they figure out what the fuck they're going to do with the tag team gold. It's just absolutely insane. Now after that, we have Wheeler Yuta versus Lee Moriarty in a Pure Rules match. While I enjoyed this match, I was a little bit disappointed because I'm like, I know they want to push Wheeler Yuta to go for the Pure title, which I'm not necessarily happy about. Yes, Wheeler Yuta is great when it comes to Pure Rules matches. He definitely progressed, especially as being a 2-time Pure Rules champion. However, what is wrong with the people who's already there? Lee Moriarty is a really great technical wrestler who I really enjoy his technical style. Like, he is so phenomenal. Why not have someone like him go for the title, And in this match with Wheeler Yuta, I felt like we didn't get a chance to see the best of Lee Moriarty because they really want to put over Wheeler Yuta to look really great before he ends up challenging Shibata for the Pure title, maybe at Final Battle pay-per-view. I'm not sure if that's what they're saving it for, but it's like, damn, we already got a lot of great technical wrestlers. What happened to Josh Woods, who has been wanting to go against Shibata again, who said he was going to improve so that he can go against Shibata? Why not we go with that? Y'all started off with that storyline and y'all kind of just pulled back on it. I don't know. Great match between them. I just feel like we didn't see the best of Lee Moriarty here. We've seen some really, really good stuff from Lee in the past. Another really great Pure Rules match that Lee Moriarty had was against Rocky Romero. I think it's their second match that they had, which was just, it was just so beautiful. My God, so beautiful. Stuff that you dream about. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see the best out of him against Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, Wheeler Yuta takes the win. So we'll see where we go with that. So before our main event, we do have Willie Mack versus Lee Johnson versus Jack Cartwheel versus Fred Rosser. This was probably my favorite match after the main event. Something about it, all these guys add something really, really different. They have different styles, but coming together, the chemistry was great. But it wasn't perfect, but it was great. Now, shocking for me, Lee Johnson took the win. Lee Johnson has a losing streak, actually. And he's someone that I said that doesn't necessarily have personality in the ring. I don't know outside the ring. I don't know what he's like. But in the ring, I get 0 from this guy. But he's great. And he could be better had he, put some pizzazz into the ring, whatever. Now, I'm not gonna lie. All the other 3 guys outperformed him in this match. So I was so shocked to see him take the win. And I'm just like, okay, you've been on a losing streak. And then now you look worse out of everybody in here. Everybody did a great job. You just didn't look so great, especially as a winner in this match. There was a part of this match early on where Willie Mack does a hurricanrana on Lee, and Lee had a delayed response. I'm like, okay, so Willie Mack goes for the hurricanrana, and like 5 seconds later, you're reacting to that, and I'm just like, were you like hesitating to sell this? Like, I don't know. That kind of threw me off because it happened so early in the match, and I'm just like, come on, guys, we gotta focus in the ring and get shit done. Especially since Lee Johnson really has to show a lot more in the ring. I don't know what it is. He just doesn't impress me at all. He has a lot of work to do. Really surprised to see him take the win. I'm wondering if any of these guys going to end up going for the TV title at the pay-per-view. I'm not sure. I would like to see Fred Rosser in there. During the commentary, they kind of was hinting that Fred Rosser would be on Ring of Honor more often. So if that's the case, I would definitely love to see him over there. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He was in WWE. I don't know if you guys remember. He used to be called Darren Young. Back then, he wasn't really impressive, but he's put in so much work, especially in New Japan, and made a huge name for himself. He had a lot of killer matches this year with New Japan. So if you haven't checked him out to see what he's been doing since he departed WWE, you would definitely be impressed to see where he's at. I can recommend one of my favorite Ring of Honor matches this year is Fred Rosser versus Scorpio Sky. These 2 guys really tore the house down. Amazing match. He's really, really cool. And Jack Cartwheel, this dude, every time I see him, like, he just be blowing my mind. I just like, wow, really impressive guy. This is his 2nd time in Ring of Honor. I'm hoping maybe somewhere down the line he gets signed. He's someone that could really add something really special to Ring of Honor. Don't see too much of his personality. Well, you see his personality throughout his moveset or whatever, but I need to hear some stuff from him and see how he does, especially with promos and stuff. But he's absolutely excellent. Willie Mack, I don't even have to say anything about him. This guy is an OG. He's so great in the ring. I love him. But Lee Johnson, I don't know. Main event time, Athena and Billie Starkz versus Marina Shafir and her mystery partner, which turns out to be Ronda Rousey. I'm not a fan of hers. I'm not even gonna lie. She said some comments about professional wrestling that just rubbed me the wrong way. Now, she comes out and the crowd is genuinely surprised about seeing her. And real talk, I would have been surprised about it too. I'm not surprised that it happened though, because a few days before that, on Pro Wrestling Revolver, they actually had a match a couple of days before they taped Ring of Honor, and that was in the California area, probably not too far from where they did the Ring of Honor taping, which was also in California. So I'm not surprised that they linked up and did something with these girls again. It was just like, I couldn't imagine seeing her having to do anything with AEW or Ring of Honor. And since the show is taped, everybody and their mama knew about it. That's exactly when it happened, because the audience, they all just jumped online talking about Ronda is here and all that stuff. So that's the one thing I don't like about taped wrestling shows, but it is what it is. They actually have a really great match, and because they have a match a couple of days before, they were able to have really great chemistry with each other, and I really enjoyed this. And even Marina, who I necessarily do not enjoy in AEW, looked really great here. Her and Ronda are besties in real life. And sometimes when you link up with your bestie and you do something, you're probably doing even better than when you do on your own. This time, Billie and Athena had better chemistry than the last tag team match that they had on Ring of Honor, where I don't know what happened, but Billie something just happened and the match just did not go so well that last time. But this time, the chemistry was great. They worked well together. Didn't really see any mistakes. Everybody had their head in the game and everyone looked really, really great. And the crowd was absolutely feeling all 4 of these girls. Surprise, surprise though, the Athena team did not win. Ronda took the win for her team by having Billie tap with an armbar. Surprise, surprise. And after that, Athena's upset. While Ronda and Marina are celebrating, she gets in the ring to knock them out with the women's title. She ends up falling flat on her face and she rolls out the ring, and Ronda picks up the women's title and she holds it up in the air. And I'm just like, y'all better not. Y'all better not give this title to this girl. I don't mind them having a match, but don't give her the title. Now, this whole thing is obviously going to have issues when it comes to Athena and Billie Starkz. Athena has said earlier in the show that she's minion number 1, and that's definitely going to change by the next time we see them. She's obviously not going to be happy about her losing. So in terms of her Ring of Honor record, it's perfect. No losses or anything. I think maybe she has 2 losses in AEW, but in terms of tag team, this is her 2nd loss thanks to Billie. So things are not going to be so great between the 2 of them. We'll find out next week whatever happens between them as a tag team and her being part of a minion in training. But it was still a good show, hour and a half. You don't feel bombarded with a whole bunch of matches in just a small amount of time. This is how I wish they would just do it from now on. 7-8 matches in 2 hours. I'll be cool with that. I don't want to see too many things, like 13 matches. I've seen them do one time. Shit, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 19 matches in 2.5 hours. That was just freaking overkill. Like, don't ever do that again, Tony. This is just too much. Oh, and during the Pure Rules matches, you know, they have the 3 judges or whatever. Lord Jesus, Jimmy Jacobs looking like a snack judging these matches. I was just like, oh, can we just keep the camera on him? He looks absolutely amazing. Whatever he's been doing, he's been working out, he's eating better, whatever it is, he looked amazing. But anyway, great episode. Go ahead and check it out. It could only get better from here. Well, I'm hoping it gets better from here. We got a pay-per-view in a few weeks. Tony Khan, get with it. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back on Saturday with Survivor Series. So I'll be live for that. Come check me out. Bye.